world's greatest. We are on day 28, and we're now live streaming every Monday and Thursday at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We have garnered over 2.7 million total views and 26,000 hours watched. I'm Brandon Miller, and I'm holding down the host duties. And before we bring in our guests, I guess I got to catch you guys up on what I've been doing so far. So I've been enjoying a pretty successful collegiate season, man. I've been blessed to experience many things. Indoor SEC champion, American Collegiate record holder, and I've started my outdoor season as well. I won the NCAA championships in the 800 meter as well. And as I said before, I started off my outdoor season as well. I've ran a couple of 4x4s, and now I'm opening up the 8 this upcoming weekend. So that should be very, very exciting. Now, let's get back to, the topic. This show is about taking you inside the Olympic sports through the eyes of the world's greatest athletes. This is an athlete first, casual, unfiltered show. Now, today we have two amazing athletes that will be joining us, and we'll have one of our own, Devon Allen, coming in a little bit later. But let me introduce you to our athletes. Up first, we have Wellington Zaza. He is a 110-meter hurdler representing Liberia. He is an Auburn University alum. He's an African junior record holder in the 110-meter hurdles. He broke the 2014. He broke that record at the 2014 World Junior Championships, and he competed in the 2015 World Championships, not junior, my fault, as well. And he was the only competitor from Liberia. And our other athlete that we will have coming in a couple of minutes is Wadeline Jonathas. She's going to have to tell me if I pronounced that right. But she was born in Haiti. She is the daughter of, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Michelangelo Jonathas. Again, she's going to have to tell me if I got that right. And she has a whole bunch of accolades that we would definitely be getting into here in a second when she comes on. So if Bob can let her on, that would be very much appreciated. And I'll be excited to ask her some questions because I have some questions after seeing her compete for a couple of years here now. And she went to South Carolina. I'm in the SEC as well. I went to Texas A&M, so I watched, all throughout high school. I'm only 20. So yeah, I'm very excited to talk to her. But as we're waiting for her, as I said before, I'm very excited. I'm very excited about how my season is going so far, man. I've been able to experience a lot of different things this season and get to travel many different places. As I said before, I am opening up the 800 meters this weekend at our home meet. So we're gonna look to do something pretty special in that. So yeah. Oh, I think she is on her way. Hello. How are you?
Hello, I'm pretty good. Can you hear me?
I can. Did I pronounce your name right? Is it uh
Yeah, you did.
can you pronounce Michelangelo?
Michelange.
Michelangelo John. Okay, cool, cool.
Hmm.
I saw something in the chat. I'm trying not to butcher your name. Uh,
Thank
yeah,
you. I
it's nice to
appreciate
have you
that.
on, man.
Huh?
It's nice to have you on. How are you doing
Thank
today?
you. I mean, I feel like a celebrity to be on your show and all of that. I mean, oh my God.
Oh man, oh
Feels
man.
pretty good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. Anytime, anytime. So, I guess my first question would be: could you give the viewers a rundown of your life story in 60 seconds?
My what?
Your life story
In 60 seconds.
in 60 seconds.
Oh God. Okay, so I'm pretty much up very early in the morning, and then I pretty much go to sleep at like 2 a.m., 1 a.m. I practice. I'm trying. I cook. Sometimes I'm very lazy to cook, so I eat noodles all day. Um, I drink lots of water, and I'm always tired. I'm always sleeping,
Yeah.
and I'm always happy. Um, and when I have nothing to do, I just pick up a bunch of hobbies like hands-on and never finish any of them, and then just drop them like in the middle of nothing. And I'm always working. So is that 60 seconds? Oh, I got time.
I
I
think
love
we're
to
done.
I love to bake a lot. Like I really like to bake,
Really?
but I don't like to eat them. So I like to bake and give them to other people, but I don't eat them.
Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. What's your favorite thing to bake?
I probably say like bread. I'd say bread.
Bread.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just as I make my own bread, like when I'm not lazy and I'm not too tired, I make my own bread every weekend. So it lasts me the week. Yeah.
Oh, I feel you. I feel you. Well, I might have to try some of that here soon. It sounds really good. It sounds really
Thank you.
good.
It's really great. I'm a great baker. I mean it's me. Whatever I do it well.
Ooh, you better talk to him. You better talk to him. But yeah, what a lot of people might not know about you is we know that you went to South Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of people don't know that you went to UMass Boston for your
Mm-hmm.
freshman and sophomore year at Division III school. So, can you really tell us about how that recruiting process went and what was your mindset coming from a D3 school into a D1 school? Because you were tremendous on the D3 level. You had two historic seasons, and then you went to South Carolina, had another historic season. So, again, if you could just walk us through your mindset, how the recruiting process went, that'd be amazing.
I'd say the recruit process, like the recruiting process for me was probably the hardest thing of all of my accomplishment. It definitely wasn't as smooth as, people thought.
Mhm.
And I actually, so when I wanted to leave D3, I wanted to go all in or stop running. I didn't have any doubts that I could be great. I mean, once I got here, oh trust me, I got whooped left and right. Everybody was beating me. But but I definitely know that I wanted to be an Olympian, and to be that, I had to go against the best of the best. And I know I had what it takes. And the process for sure was just you may have not known, but I actually committed to Kentucky
Wow.
first.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. And then, a lot happened and I took my admission back. Coach Green was really great. And then I actually committed here. It was between here and LSU. And I
Okay.
just got so overwhelmed of all of the traveling and with what I was going through because I started my process in July and we know school starts in August.
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty late. So I just got tired and I was just like, you know what? Well, it was between Kentucky and Tennessee, and then it became between here and LSU and all of that. So I just picked this school because I'm like, you know what? I am tired of the traveling. I don't want the stress. I'm just gonna settle here. Whatever happens. And it worked out. It was definitely a lot of stress, coming from D3. We don't see ourselves being this. I think I was pretty great very early on, but I never knew how good I was. I didn't know the times I was running were good. I just thought it was just times. I knew nothing about time. So definitely, once people started to tell me to leave, I was just like, okay, I may got something going on. But then going through the process, I'm like, they'll probably look at me and be like, "Ooh, but I think I fit in. Definitely being in, it's not a joke
Mm.
because I remember my first meet, I was just like cruising and then everyone was just like running fast and coach would be like, you gotta run. And I'd be like, but I'm pacing off of them. Coach would be like, you gotta run. And the whole indoor season, I was just pacing off of people. And I quit like a million times because I was not running to to the standard I wanted to. But then come out there, I guess, you know,
Something's
it worked out.
yeah, yeah. The switch flip for sure.
It was a switch flip and there was no turning back from there.
Now, and it was really a beautiful thing to see. As I said, I remember watching it again because I always wanted to compete in the SEC. It was either SEC or you got Oregon dreams as a kid, but I will always watch the SEC championships. And I remember watching it, and you was just amazing. Real talk, real talk. No,
Honestly,
no problem.
the ethics is not for everybody, but it
Mm-mm.
was for me for sure.
Yeah,
Because it was like mini Olympics every time competing. Them athletes don't play.
they don't. They don't. They do not. Now, in your previous answer, I heard, a little snippet of you saying like you believe that you were the best. If you could be the best, you have to run against the best, right? So I
Mhm.
want to dive deep into that of the mindset that you had coming from D3 to D1, and even going from D1 to professional, all the way through the mindset that you have now. So, what sort of mentality do you carry with you when you stepped up from D3 to the SEC to the pros and Olympics, and again, you're doing great things. And do you still carry that mindset today? And what's just some advice that you have for people who might have the same experiences that you did?
Um, my mindsets have changed for sure. Let me just tell you this. I
Mm-hmm.
think I just believe I am, might not be the best at it, but I think I'm one of the best, and I will work to be one of the best in just about anything I do. I may not want to do it, but if I'm gonna do it, I might as well put up a show. Because even in high school as a senior, once I started running the 400 and I ended up my season running 55.8, I
Ooh,
was watching the Olympics, was like, I can do that. 50 with a
yeah,
55. So I think the
yeah,
mentality is really just knowing what I can do within myself, even if people can't see what I know I can do. Because I know for sure sometimes people believe in you once you start making it happen. But until you start to make it happen, people don't see how you're going to do it. Because one thing also for sure is people don't see people that, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, once they know you, they almost put like a cap on you of the things that you can accomplish. So
right,
it's really your job to break that kind of like glass ceilings between the people that you know. The people that you don't know will believe that you can accomplish much more than the people that you know sometimes. It's almost like, it's waddling. She
right,
can go, but she won't be that. So
right,
I've really just had to, with like against all the odds, to believe in me even when people don't believe in me, but also knowing that what I can do. And they say trust the process. It's kind of tricky sometimes. The process makes you feel like, man, I'm never gonna be good.
yeah,
But I'd say like I've had like a great support system. My circle is actually very small, but the few that's in my circle are very good, and I think they've learned not to doubt me. Because
yeah.
I say I want this. First time I met Coach, I was just like, I want to run a 49, 48. And he
Woo,
was just like, well, you gotta work. And then towards the end of the season, he's like, wow, you really meant it. And I'd say to him, I do not say anything that I do not mean. If I say I want something, I'm gonna make it happen. And if it comes, I pick my words very carefully. If I do not, if I say it, I mean it. I would not never say anything just for show or just for a joke. And I think my mindset now has definitely changed because now I know that I want to leave a legacy on this earth once I leave this earth. And I've also come to realize that there is a lot to offer out there that's not out there to the people of track and field, from where I started and even to just people at any level, really. There's just a lot to give. And I also understand that I can't give those things until I get to a certain level. And I also understand that track and field alone will not get me here. So my mindsets have definitely changed from wanting to be the best in track and field to trying to be the best at whatever I do, but
mhm.
competitive. Like people say, oh, I want to be the next Jeff Bezos. I don't know. I'm a woman, I'm a black woman, but I'm just like, I want to be the richest, not just the richest woman, period, but the
Ooh,
richest woman, like out of the men. Like I
oh,
want to be within the
you
top
want to be a
10.
rich person. Just the
Just that. I don't want
go ahead.
I don't want the richest woman. I don't want the richest black. I just want the richest person ever.
Oh my goodness,
Okay. And I
I love
think,
the energy. I
yeah, so
love
that's
the
my
energy.
mindset. Is I gotta make it. And I've come to a point where track and field is hard,
Mhm.
and where I realize it's hard, and where I realize that the things that you want, everybody wants it. I
Yeah,
do not work harder than some people. I think we have the mentality that we work harder than most. And I don't think that's true. I think the people that's at your level works like just as hard as you do. But I don't believe anyone works harder than me. We're either there or I'm here. But I
right.
believe we're all equal. And I don't believe it's who wants it the most. We all want it. I'm not like we all want it, but I also believe what's meant to be yours, it's yours. But I believe a lot of things, and I also believe that we need to keep an open mind that just because we want something, it doesn't mean it's ours. But
Mhm.
I will be that richest person. I don't know how
Yeah.
old I will be, but I know I'll make that happen.
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting to read the headline. Now,
Thank you.
now there's this one word. There's this one word that a lot of athletes do not like hearing. right? And a lot of the time, it's so necessary to the process of becoming the best, of becoming great. And that word is patience, right? So, can you tell me about how the word and what the meaning of patience has, played into your life off the track and your life on the track as well?
You won't believe me when I say this, but since I was 18, well, I started playing Candy Crush way prior to, and I never stopped playing till this day. And I always believe like it will teach me patience to pass certain level. So I really just like if I can persist for all those years, I will eventually make it. So till this day, I take breaks and like off and on, but I never give up. And I think with the thing with patience is we know what we want, but then getting it, it's not a straight way, and then we fall, we stumble, and all of those things happen. But I think it's really knowing that patience goes with like timing. Just because you're being patience doesn't mean like the timing is yours, but also if it's not meant to be yours, it will not be yours. So I think you can spend all eternity being patient. You just because everything is not, we can't all get everything that we want. And track and field, there can only be one winner every year. You
Right,
can be patient. Eventually, you're gonna have to quit the sport. So I
right,
think as much as we're learning to be patient, we also need to learn that to go after what's ours and be happy for when people are receiving their blessing, but
right.
also go after ours. And it's hard because sometimes I'm like, oh God, like I know I need to wait, but
Yeah,
I also know they say like, I don't know, good things comes to those who wait.
right,
But I think good things comes to those who go after it, and it can be completely different from what you ever imagined. But it's knowing that you need to be open-minded and knowing that the unknown and the unexpected, it's the greatest thing, the greatest gift to give. It's not the unknown, it's not the what you know you want, but it's what you don't know, but that you can end up making it happen.
right.
Yeah, that's how I think of it. I don't know if that answer was like, you know what? Do not
I
ask me to
love
write a
it.
paper. I will go off topics.
Oh no, I love it. I love it. The point of this show is to get into the mind of each and every individual athlete that we have on here. And when I say your answers are so inspiring, and you're just doing the thing. I'm looking forward for
Thank
you to
you.
becoming the richest person. I can tell you make some mean bread.
I
I
do. I always say, don't let this face fool you. I know I look young and I know I'm always bubbly, but I always say, do not let this. I mean, I'm very nice. I also always say that. I'm also a very nice person, but do not let all of this makes you feel like I actually sit here, do nothing but be happy and train. I do stuff.
There you go. There you go. Uh, we're about to bring Zaza on. So if Bob wants to bring him in, I think you two would, you two are just so inspiring.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. You can stay on if you want. I think you guys will have some great conversations and some great
Thank you,
answers.
Brandon.
No problemo. So when Bob puts, oh, there he is. Hello.
Good, what's good, what's good, what's good?
It's good.
Yeah.
How you
How's
doing?
everything going?
Hello.
I'm good.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. Well, hello. Welcome to World's Greatest.
Yes,
It is
sir.
a pleasure having you on. I watch your super docs, and man, you are funny.
Man, we
You
good. First of all, I like to say shout out to True Fit Athletics, all of my teammates that's here. You know what I'm saying? I love all of y'all. Appreciate the support.
Hey, there we go, man. There we go. I have a question for you, Zaza.
What's up? Shoot, shoot.
I got you. I got you. Being from Liberia,
Yes, sir.
your college recruitment process might have been a little different from the standard American recruitment process. So, can
No,
you?
actually, to be honest though, I went to high school in Philly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the curveball. That's the curveball right there. I went to
You're
school
from
in Philly.
Philly.
Yeah, I'm from Philly.
Are you
Yes,
a
sir.
Philadelphia Eagles fan?
I am not an Eagles fan. I'm sadly a Giants fan.
Oh.
Look at Wiley's face. She's like, oh.
I'm a Patriot fan, so
Oh.
Can
I'm
I
a
log
Bills
off right
fan,
now?
so
Can I log off right now?
I'm a Bills fan, so
I
I
mean, what can
don't
I
like
say?
that either. So
Oh man. Jeffrey Schumann says I'm not from Philly, but he's Haitian though. Jeffrey Schumann is Haitian. But I love you, Jeff. I love you, Jeff.
But
yeah, for sure.
my fault. So again, can you tell us a little bit how your high school recruitment process went? I know you went to Auburn. Can you just tell us how was the decision going from high school to college? And was it stressful for you at all?
So like my recruitment was pretty unique. Like I played football as well as ran track. So I was kind of recruited for both. But my recruitment actually was pretty rocky. I actually went JUCO first. Went to Central Arizona College for about like a year and a half before transferring to the great Auburn University. But all of my roots is at Central Arizona because they say you make your best friends the first 2 years of college, and all of my homies from JUCO. Yeah. So, but like the decision making getting into Auburn was kind of tough. You know what I mean? Like I was getting recruited like coming out of high school 2013. I was actually the number one recruit out of high school over the hurdles, and me and Devon Allen, who graduated the same year. So we was kind of going back and forth. Like it's crazy how track and field works because like you could be number one today and number two tomorrow against a guy or a girl that you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? But eventually we all come together and like, yo, Wadeline, you was the girl that was fighting against with time, or like, you know what I mean? Brandon, you was the guy who was running the 800. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, so yeah, so it's kind of wild because like my recruit process, I was getting recruited by damn near every Power 5 school, and I finally narrowed it down. It was the University of Miami because I was able to play football. I was trying to play football and run track. So the Al Golden, who was at Temple University that I verbally committed to, moved to Miami. So I thought it was a good idea. Let me come to Miami, play football and run track. But so yeah, I had a whole bunch of people, hit me up. But then unfortunately, I had a few mishaps in terms of like transcripts because I transferred schools. I went to 3 different high schools in 4 years.
Wow.
So, yeah. So it was pretty wild. Yeah, so she understands the pain.
I understand.
When you start getting good at a sport, and you transfer schools, the school that you just recently left, they get kind of jealous and they don't want to like release, transcripts. They get real petty, you know what I'm saying? But I was able to get recruited. Still, I was still talking to some college coaches, and then eventually I got fed up. I said, F it, you know what I mean? Like I know I can't cuss on here because I cuss a lot. I said F it, you know what I'm saying? I'm me and my brother Jordan. Shout out to Jordan Bennett. You know what I'm saying? He helped me through it. So I was kind of like frustrated, but we had a list of Oregon, Florida State, Auburn. Man, that was like my top 3, and obviously University of Georgia. But towards the end, I kind of leaned towards Auburn solely because I had like a personal connection with the coach. You know what I'm saying? Like me and the head coach, Coach Fry over there at Auburn. I honestly love the SEC. I wanted to race against the best. At the time, Devon Allen and like Jonathan Cabral were the only thing over there in Oregon in the Pac-12, and I'm like, it's 2 versus like 1,000. You know what I mean? If I want to be the best, I got to go compete against the best. You know what I'm saying? And SEC is, if you can make it in SEC, you can make it anyway. I'm sure all of us know the slogan. So, yeah, that was my recruiting process,
Oh no, for sure, man. I really want to dive deep into JUCO. You see these Netflix documentaries on Last Chance U, and some real goons are made in JUCO. Can you tell us?
Right, you damn straight. Hey, some of the realest dudes out here in this track and field game, we all from JUCO. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's another thing too. These kids nowadays, man, they scared of going JUCO. Ain't nothing wrong with JUCO. You know what I'm saying? You got Fred Curley coming out of JUCO. Man, you got what's his name? Kung Fu Kenny coming from JUCO.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we some dogs coming out of JUCO. You feel me? Like Wadeline come from UMass Boston, right? Am I correct?
D3 represent.
It did like track and field. Our sport, we don't lie. Like our sport is don't lie. Like if you want to toe and toe to the line, you feel me? Like you gonna have to show up. Like
Right.
Andre, listen, my sophomore year, I had the lineup with Tyreek Hill, Andre DeGrasse at Coffeyville, like Odin Skeen, like the slowest time in a 100-meter final. Like my sophomore year, like you had to have ran 10-2 into a 3-point.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? So like it was just like the glory of it, man. Like just being like, okay, I was at my worst. Now I'm at this big D1 school. Instead of eating $10 for a meal on a trip, like you know what I mean? Like it's like, yo, they give you $10 and then they give you $10 and then tell you some stuff about like they give you like $10 about something like, all right, if you run fast, we're gonna give you like an extra $5. You feel me? So it's like, damn, bro, I gotta run fast to eat in JUCO, and those little key kind of like they play in your head, like, all right, yo, I gotta bust Brandon head to eat.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It brings out the dog in you, but when you get to the, you got people complaining about, oh, I only got one spike for the year, or like, dang, I can't wear my white jersey because I didn't make it out of the first round. Nah, fuck that. We had one. Only one uniform, and we look like a middle school team. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that hurt. But they just, now we in a social media age where everybody, we want to take pictures and all kinds. Man.
No, for real. And I remember hearing this quote. It was, you can't be afraid to take food off of somebody else's plate. And that's kind of the mentality that I wanted to ask you about. I asked Wadeline, right?
If you can say that, I can understand you.
All right, cool. About her mentality going from D3 to D1, and in the few short minutes that I, was able to talk to her one-on-one, she's a dog. So again, just the taking food off of other people's plates. How do you think that, mentality helped you when you was able to go to Auburn, and, when you was able to go professional and, achieve all the things that you have so far?
I'm going to tell you one thing. Jody Scott, man, he's a real one. He always tells me, like, yo, a dog going to be a dog and a cat going to be a cat, man. You choose one. You know what I mean? So, like, he'll look you dead in the eye and be like, what you want to do? You know what I mean? And then that's your time and place to make your decision. You know what I mean? And coming from JUCO going into D1, man, it was like I've seen faster to fast. You know what I mean? I mean D1 SEC, that's essentially the faster to fast. But like when you look at it, right? I had to quickly make a decision. Like, all right, yo, I want to take this track thing serious. When I see all of my teammates making their junior team and like national team, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, nah, I ain't finna get left, because I came through as one of the hottest things in JUCO, but then first couple races get my head busted by a bunch of privileged D1 SEC kids. I'm like, nah. I'm not feeling this. You feel me? So I had to double down, dig, and really think to myself, like, yo, like we need to step our stuff up. You know what I'm saying? I had to put aside a few friends and, like, yo, get real gritty. Like, all of my homies, we all do the same events.
Mm-hmm.
Either you see me or you see me. You know what I'm saying? You got to choose one. Choose whichever context you want to have it at. So I have to, cut all that friendly stuff out. Really dig deep. You know what I'm saying? Got a few SEC experiences and moments.
Yeah. Now, this is a question for the both of you guys. Since you both made it so far in your, respective event, and you guys are so successful, can you talk to us about how important sacrifice is if you want to be successful? Whether that be, sacrificing, eating junk food, or hanging out with friends, or doing this or doing that. Can you guys talk to us about sacrifice and how that, pertains to success?
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask you to go first.
No. I knew you was gonna say it. Nah. Go ahead, Queen. You gotta let our queen go first.
I got you. I don't think I had much to sacrifice, because I think the biggest sacrifice I had to make was knowing that I wanted to go all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And because coming here, I didn't come for friends. I didn't really make friends or anything like that. In fact, all my friends are like 35 and older, really. So for food, I mean, I pretty much just eat my native food a lot. When I'm not being lazy, I eat Haitian food all the time, and I
Hey,
don't
darling,
eat fried.
You owe me some soup, dog.
Yeah, I don't eat junk food. I don't drink soda. Those are things that I didn't do before even joining track and field. So it wasn't exactly a hard thing for me to do. I think the biggest thing is probably sleeping for me. And that's because, like we do so much in the day, we're tired. And I know it's like, oh, we only practice about 4 hours in the day, but that 4 hours takes so much out of you. So coming back is like, okay, now if I want to do something outside of that, like working on the side, if I'm doing those things, so now I have to stay up even later just to get those done. So I'm maybe not sleeping as much as I should be, kind of thing. And also like if I wanted to watch TV, knowing like, okay, I gotta watch TV for this amount of time, I don't think I had much to sacrifice. I think the sport pretty much crucified me. So yeah. So whatever is left right here is just a body, no souls. I'm playing.
How about you, Zaza?
Damn, that was a lot. That's a lot to follow behind. She said she a body with no soul. Heck nah. But like for me, I don't think I've made any sacrifices in terms of what I eat. Like growing up, we only ate one of four things: either fish, chicken, or some type of like seafood or whatever. You know what I mean? Like we never ate pork, or like really wasn't really on like no beef stuff. So like I pretty much just kept everything that I used to eat for real. For me, I tried beef and all that stuff, but I'm a major snacker. So like you know what I mean? I'm a complete. I eat all kinds of candy. Kids, I eat large fry, drink some Sprite from McDonald's. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. What like you know what I'm saying? Like that's me. You know, whenever I'm craving, I live literally 2 seconds away from McDonald's. I just literally just walk and just like that's all I eat.
You're killing me.
Nah, for real. That's what I.
Everything
like,
you
yo,
say
like
is just.
this thing slaps.
I do not like gummies. I do not eat anything gummies related. I don't. Yeah, I do not eat gummy worms. This thing. I
So
don't
you might be
eat.
cancer. You
I
might
don't
be
eat.
cancer.
Oh,
You might
I
be.
think
You
I
might
think
be.
I am.
Hey,
I think I'm Pisces this year. Okay, maybe I'm Aquarius this year, but sometimes I'm Pisces and sometimes I'm Aquarius, either or. But I don't know what month Cancer is. But if they don't eat that, that's a good month to be.
well, wow. Well, if Washington is watching, y'all have to sponsor me. No free shout outs. no free shout outs. Y'all gotta do something.
Yeah, tell Welch's to get out the man.
I mean, hey, tell
No,
Samsung to
Welch's was
sponsor me too while they're at it. Do you know how many times like iPhone users have been like, you need to get an iPhone? I've been a loyal customer and I'm not even sponsored yet. So make sure when you're telling Welch to sponsor you, redirect Samsung my way.
Hey, bro. How about that? That'd be lovely.
Okay, now let's
with
get
it.
it. Let's get it. Zaza, I see that you have that. You have the African Junior record holder in the 110-meter hurdles, and that you broke the record at the 2014 World Junior Championships. Can you talk to us about how it was to experience this type of success at a relatively young age?
Yo, honestly, like I was young, reckless, and dumb. I ain't really paying attention. No, be honest, like when I did that, I don't think I actually like understood what I did because I was so mad that I got third. You know what I'm saying? Like and like I got third. D.O.
was good.
What up, baby?
What's up?
Yeah, so like I was actually mad because like I had Jason Hines with the British hurdler, and I was kind of like upset. You know what I mean? He's a good guy. David Omoregi's a great hurdler. I don't know where he is these days, but like I don't think I actually understood the junior record, all that stuff because I got the entire by Velocian. I wasn't really feeling it.
Oh yeah.
So It was good nonetheless because it was kind of like one of my first times actually representing the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I take pride in representing the country. It's always a pleasure bearing the, because not everybody gets the opportunity to make it that far. So like whenever you make it that far, it's definitely expressive. But then again, the inner athlete in me was kind of like, yo, I don't really care for this shit.
He likes to surprise us.
Yeah.
So important, and then gotta come and go. We can't take it all at once.
Oh, well, guys, Devon Allen just came on the show.
Hey, man.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Co-host, track star. Can you talk to us about the pro day that you just did? 4-3?
Yeah.
Hey,
Go Ducks.
some light.
Some light.
Some light.
Go Ducks.
It's that track speed.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too. I honestly, I was feeling a little tight that day, but I was like, I gotta, let something fly regardless. But no, I went well. This is kind of my goal and kind of what I had planned, 5 years ago when I, after the first Olympics, was to focus on the Olympics. And then after that, try to get back into football. So that's pretty much the plan now. And so I'm just kind of playing that by ear, seeing what kind of opportunities arise, from here until the season.
What position?
I'll play wide receiver like I played in college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we have.
How was the experience of being out there? Like,
I think he asked, how was the experience of being out there?
Oh no, it was good. Yeah, it was good. It's like riding a bike almost. It took me a couple of days to feel comfortable, but then once I got going, it felt pretty easy. It felt like like I did when I was in college. Just kind of going from track back to football and then back to track and then back to football. It's kind of a smooth transition just because what I do on the football field is run fast, and that's what I do all day in training. So,
right.
It's pretty simple.
So before then, like when was the last time you actually stepped foot on a football field, like without spikes, just straight?
2016.
Jeez.
Yeah,
that was like riding a bike.
Yeah, right after the Olympics was the last time I played. Yeah, so, so it was good.
Now that's really dope. I remember watching it, some highlight clips of what you did, and I love football. I love football, so it was really cool to see you out there. I like that. It's like riding a bike. I like that.
So,
but,
how are you guys doing? All you guys, how are you guys all doing?
Pretty good. I'd say pretty good.
Training's going well. Did you already open up?
Yeah.
No. This weekend in Bermuda.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good. And Zaza, I saw your Instagram post.
Yeah. Up this
But what's that meet about? What we
yeah. So like I was saying, so shout out to my training group, Chief of Athletics. We're hosting a all-comers pro track meet. We had 2 of them during COVID. And a lot of people actually came, like the entire MVP from Jamaica. They flew out here, and Lance Ryman's group from up top, they came down over here in Miami. So if anybody who's watching and need to get some rounds in, like you guys are more than likely to come down April 23rd. The good thing about it is you're guaranteed to race regardless. Like if you did a terrible run in the first round, you're guaranteed. Right? So you know what I mean? My coach is all about development. You know what I mean? My coach, he wants everybody to get their chances in, and because now with the IAAF point system, you know what I mean? Like you kind of need to get going as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Yeah, sure. I might pull up. I'm gonna talk to my coach and see if
pull up, man.
Hey, I'm gonna talk to my coach, see if we can make it work.
Hey, last year we had Orlando Bennett open up. We had Ronald Levy here, Rasheed Bravo. Like, dude, like we had like our track was like from ear to ear, like all 9 lanes full of hurdles, bro. Yeah. Like it was wild. It was wild. I was loving it. I think this year is gonna be bigger because the COVID restrictions are happening. So yeah, if you guys come to me like hope and them to come down, let big dog run an 8. You know what I mean? Yeah, that'd be bad, bro. Like you are me from my mind. Like I watch you do the 8, and I'm like, damn. After 200 meters, like this, he just from the gun, he just goes 1,001%. I'm like, nah.
Oh man.
And,
I will say that 400
athletics. The what?
I was just saying, I would, as an 800 runner, I will say the 400 hurts just as much, 100%. But
What you guys think about that?
I last time I ran the 8, I had to go to the hospital, and that was at practice. So I don't know.
That's why you gotta come to the True Fit Sprint Series, so that way we got the physio, we got all the ambulance. You know what I'm saying? Like in case you feel risky and want to run like a 47 and a 4. You know what I mean? Just come down.
So really, I'm only running 410 meters because the last like 390 meters, I'll be dead.
That's fine.
But it's okay because there's ambulance. And then I received that bill too.
Wait, you were serious? I thought you were joking about going to the ambulance. No, you actually did.
No, I actually did. Like it's like around here, it's well known. Every time they see me, they be like, "You wouldn't believe that's the same person."
Oh, no.
It was pretty bad.
Oh wow!
I was out for a whole week.
It's all good.
Actually, you know what? I got a story like that. I got pneumonia after I ran at 800.
Really?
What?
Yeah, so I was sick for a week. I didn't even run fast. I ran like 208.
There's gotta be some organ stuff.
Same.
Yeah. What did you run, Devin?
I was pacing the 1500.
Really?
And they wanted me to run the first 8, and they wanted me to come in at 202, and I was like, I could do that. And I ended up running like 207, and I was sick for like a week after it.
Oh man,
it was bad. I was like coughing. This is in high school. I was like coughing and like laying there.
That had to sound like 400 hurdle Devin. That had to sound like 400 hurdle Devin. Ain't no way.
And it was my senior year in high school, where I was weighing like over 200 pounds. And that was a big L.
Oh my goodness.
That's like the meanest form of torture there is.
It really is.
In my head, it sounded so easy.
Yeah.
I think it's like, oh, just 2 laps.
No, the first 600. I was like, I'll come in, I'll do 60, 62. Like, super simple. No, not so much.
No, it's not. It's not. No, but I definitely want to switch gears for a second. We have SEC, Pac-12 down in that corner right there. But I really want to dive into how competitive the SEC is. Can you two tell me about your experiences in the SEC? And we know how live the environment is at the SEC championships. So, is there any crazy moments that you guys had at the SEC championships? And competing in the SEC, as you say, you can compete anywhere. So, what does that mean to you? And how is that being able to face that competition every week like?
I think my biggest one was like having a DJ on the track, and then they would just hype up everything. And wow. In my head, who have DJ, like coming from D3, and it was just like, and there's like, and the DJ was just like turning up, and I was just like, and then it just makes everything like, your nerves are just already like skyrocket, and then with the DJ like turning up, making announcements, just like, I don't want to go out there. But I've had times where I've gotten out there when I wanted to be like, what, just pass out so you don't have to run. So I think, it's pretty bad. And knowing that someone is really good and going against them, you're probably going to lose. Mm-hmm. and you still have to go out there and then like still do the fake smile and wave. And I didn't do it because I was not about to smile when I'm about to lose. But yeah, probably the DJ. Like who does this?
No. Where did they have that at?
I don't know. They
Like
have
indoor and stuff like that. Yeah,
indoor,
like
yeah.
indoor.
I
And
didn't
then
know
they
they
play
They
the
have like the music.
sandstorm and all
Yeah,
of
they got the music.
this.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
it's
Yeah,
pretty.
especially artists.
Yeah, yeah. And I say
Yeah.
the big stage is like nothing. I think when like being here, one time make like went to the trial, I was just like, I got that. They didn't even have a DJ. Like
Said I ran fast. No DJ.
it's just like it's so hyped up to the point where when you make it to the big stage, it just feels like it's just regular.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How about you, Zaza?
Yeah. I mean, like, and for me, like, SEC as a hurdler was just mad altogether. Like, early on in my SEC career, like I had to go against like the Dondre Eccles. I mean, you guys probably don't even know like great hurdlers like Dondre Eccles. Dang, what's his name? Devin, help me out. LSU, big body football.
Jordan Moore.
Jordan Moore, yes, yeah. So I had to go against like those guys, and it was just like, man. I think like I caught like the very back end of Wayne Davis. So like those guys, like Wayne Davis went to A&M, by the way.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's
Yeah.
a
Yeah, so like you know what I mean. Early SEC was like very competitive. Like I had those guys to like kind of like go back and forth with. So but it was always like a weird type of camaraderie. You know what I mean? Like we'll see each other, like yo, what's good, and then like when it's time to like really get down dirty, like you'd be like, all right, nah, don't even look my way. Like I'm taking your head off, type of vibe. So you know what I mean? Like that's the thing with us guy hurdlers though. You know what I mean? It's like we cool, but like we not cool at the same time. So so like you know what I mean? It was like one of those situations where like my experience like when I first got on the SEC scene was like the TVs, like the TV camera. Like as soon as you get off the bus, cameras are there. You know what I mean? Like and coaches will always say like you know champions are made up. Like once whoever can show up when the lights on, that's who's really gonna make it far. You know, I kind of made it my duty, kind of like do my assignment on my part to make sure I'm always in the light. You know.
Mm-hmm. And Devin, I guess I can parlay this into a question with you as well. You know, coming from Oregon, playing in front of, you know, hundreds of thousands of people on the football field. Do you ever get out on the track and it's like, okay, this doesn't feel the same, so I handle the pressure better? How does that correlate?
No, the pressure is way more on the track. You know, once that first play happens in football and you get hit, you're good. Right? Like, you know, you're in it. You're not really worried about the fans. You're just focused on everything you practice, and there's not a lot of pressure because you do it so much. But on the track, right? You know, it's you versus 8 people. And, you know, like my buddies say this all the time. We play golf together, and, you know, they always joke like, you know, like, oh, I can't hit the golf ball. People are watching me. I'm like, man, you know, I've been in 2 Olympic finals. If I can't focus seeing some 2 random guys watch me hit a golf ball, then I'm not going to make it. So, you know, the pressure for sure in track and field is something very, very special in terms of just, you know, there's nothing really like it, especially at a big meet like SECs, Pac-12s, NCAAs, you know, U.S. championships and world champs in the Olympics. You know, it's just a lot, especially when you're on TV, which is a great thing about, you know, the college format in the U.S. is there's a lot of meets that you got that we were highlighted. Brandon, now you're being highlighted. You're still in college. Gives you the opportunity to run in front of people and people kind of know who you are, which is cool. So, but for sure, the pressure on the track is a lot different than football. But you know, it's within its own. Obviously, if I do end up playing the NFL, I want to feel something crazy in that first game for sure.
So Devin, like you picture this, right? First play the game, right? Like one of the biggest rivalry. I guess what Rose Bowl was your biggest rivalry. Play me back to when to like when you're in the end zone, kickoff's about to go off. You got what? Would that stadium holds over 100,000 people?
It's like 88,000.
88 just sitting there screaming number 5, like 5, let's go 5. Like what kind of energy is that bringing to you? Like, you know what I mean? Like I know you was a dog on the field, and I know you still a dog on the hurdles. You know what I'm saying? So like how's Devon Allen the dog over hurdles and Devon Allen the dog in the backfield? How's that different?
It's really the same confidence, I think. Like you said, that like opening kickoff return. Unfortunately, I got hurt on that play, but in my head, I'm thinking, oh, I'm about to take this back, and score a 100-yard touchdown in the Rose Bowl. And that's kind of the mindset I have in track too. I go like, I'll show up to the line and say like, I'm the guy, and the other 7 dudes out here have to beat me, right? Mm-hmm. So it's really the mentality you have to be elite. And I'm sure all 3 of you guys have that same mindset when you line up, because if you don't, you can't fake this. You can say it out loud and say you got the confidence, but how training went and preparation for the meet, how confident you feel with your training, how confident you feel leading up to the actual event. So it's a special feeling for sure.
Cool. Do you think
another slick question though?
Wait, so
like Devin,
you go.
So what's the energy like? Because I want to know. I just want to know. I'm pretty sure everybody want to know. Like, take me back to that play. You score and you start hurling the end zone. What's the energy like in that stadium?
It felt really good. That was my second game back from off the Olympics, right? So I competed in the Olympics, and then the next week I was back in Eugene at practice, and then 2 weeks later I was back playing football, as well. So it was just kind of cool and it was a home game. So, that was my first home game back. And, when they announced me in the starting lineup, like the crowd was going crazy, which, feels really good as an athlete. And then, when you do score, in my head, I was like, oh, what am I going to do? So I had to do something special. And I kind of half did it because I didn't want to get a penalty. Like if you watch it, like my hurdle was kind of weak. But everybody kind of got the idea. So for the most part, yeah, the energy in a football stadium is pretty crazy. The only thing that can match it is maybe like the Olympic trials final, or not even the Olympic final, really. Like Hayward Field is so like, just like, especially 2016 Hayward was like so like compact,
yeah,
and the fans. So
they had you so hyped guys jumped up in the damn stands.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wadeline, you had a question for?
Yeah, I was gonna ask: do you think the pressure is different because like on the track, it's you, like no one else got you, no one can cover for you. Like if you suck, you suck. You ain't got nothing to say. But
that part.
But on the field, if you're like kind of like feeling a bit icky and all of that, someone else can almost cover for you. But going out there, what state you're in, like you said, but like whatever you run, that you can't be like, bro, like, yeah, why did you cover my back? Do you think so? That's why the pressure is probably worse in track and field than in football.
Yeah, you nail it right on the head. I think in football you can you rely on your teammates for certain things, right? And a 90% day on the football field is pretty good, right? If you feel 90%, you can do your job. You got your teammates kind of doing their jobs as well. And you work as a unit. But in track, if you're 90%, right, whether that be mentally, physically, whatever, it's just not going to work, right? Like no one's really, apart from Usain Bolt maybe in his prime, no one can win consistently at 90%. So, definitely I think that's why the nerves, are much more in track and field, because there's so many things leading up to a competition, even if it's small, right? Like you're opening up in Bermuda. It's not a small meet. It's going to be competitive, but like,
thank you.
No, I'm not going to say, but I've seen the fields. So, when you have a competitive field like that at a meet and it's your opener and you're nervous, this is your living, this is how you make a living, right? Like you're trying to make sure everything clicks and you want to perform well. You don't want to go out there and not do well. If you were going to do that, you wouldn't show up, right? So, but on the football field, you can kind of get away with, not that you want to be going through the motions, but you can get away with making a mistake, and someone else helping you out, covering for you. But like, the goal is to be perfect, at the end of the day, and really good football teams are pretty close to that.
Yeah. Now, with all this talk about pressure and, you can't hide and you can't hide in track, how do you, Wadeline, and how do you handle the pressure of being so good at, in competing at such a high level?
I'll go first since you always tell me to go first. For me, I always think of it like it will all be the past soon. So when whatever I'm going through, I go through it like very brave, like you think I don't have any fear. Because I'm like, you know what? It will be tomorrow and all of this will be in the past and it will not matter. But so because I know that, I try to definitely keep calm and knowing that I'm gonna try my best out there and I hope all goes well. But whatever it's gonna be, pretty soon none of it is gonna matter. And there is nothing I'll be able to do to change the result. So I might as well try my best now so I do not have those, like, those nightmares you tend to have, like replaying the game in your head, like what you could have done better. So that's my thing. So whenever someone else is feeling pressure, I'm like, hey, don't worry, it's gonna be the past. It's probably the worst thing to say, but it works for me. And I guess whatever floats my boat is what I will go with. So that's my thing. But I also tell myself all the things that I am. I think sometimes we can forget the things that we've done because we're going on a little, downward slope kind of thing. So I try to remind myself who I am, the things that I've done, and like how good I am kind of thing. And then how I would not be here if there wasn't a reason for it kind of thing. And you know what? If I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose proudly. I'm gonna put up a fight, but I might be proud of my losing. I take that L to my chest.
Hey, there you go. How about you, Zaza?
Yo, I feel you though. I feel you on that one. Like, you go take that L, you go take that L like a king or queen. You know what I mean? For me, like, I honestly, like, I just kind of, when it comes to the competitions, I honestly don't really think too much about the competitions because, like, at the end of the day, I put more pressure on myself in training than I do at a meet. Like, when I go to the meet, it's like pretty much like, all right, like practice 2.0.
Right.
So like, if I'm able to check the boxes off in training at 80% of whatever we're doing that day or that week or that month block of training, it's like, all right, I can check this off, check this off. So when I go to the meet, like, obviously the rule of thumb, you can do it once, is all right. If you do it twice, you kind of got it, but if you can do it 3 times in a row, it's more consistent. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure all of us can agree. So like, when you do it 4 times, it's like, oh yeah, now you got this shit. So like, I kind of like approach training kind of like that, and then when I go to the meet, it's like kind of like no pressure, kind of like just have fun at this point. Meets for me are pretty much like the fun part. I don't think too much into it. I don't think anything less than a meet. I never undermine everybody. You know, Fred say, hey Fred Curly. But yeah, so like for me, it's pretty much like, just have fun at the meet. I've already done the work in practice. So like, why stress myself out at a meet when I could just, have fun and give my best and give my all.
Yeah. Wow. You two have been so amazing. Devin, you've been amazing as well. You're always amazing, my man. And we're, kind of wrapping up, but we'd like to ask all the athletes that have been on a what were you thinking question. So I'll go with, we'll go with Zaza first. We'll go with Zaza.
My coach is funny as hell. Sorry. I love you, bro. Like I said, we having this meet. I gotta come through, but I'm sorry, what you said?
I love the shout outs for the meet. So Zaza, my question to you is, what were you thinking when you found out that you was the only competitor competing for Liberia in the 2015 World Championships?
Whoa, man, that was actually lonely. I was bored. I mean, like, I was bored, but then, like, all of a good thing, I was at Auburn at the time. So like everybody in my training group was competing for their country. Like all of my teammates and training partners were from the islands. Like I had like Trinidad, Jamaica, Bahamas, and so like I was alone, but not alone. I was only alone. I was only alone. Fred, shut up, bro. But like I was only alone, like in terms of like being in my hotel room, but in terms of like going to training, I obviously had training partners at the track. But like it was cool being like I was the only one from my country because like yo, like I'm the lone, like it's kind of like a play on words, like my country we're the Lone Star State, so I'm the lone athlete. It was kind of like cool for me thinking about that. You know what I mean? Like it was a great experience. 2015 Beijing was like my first senior team, and being the only athlete to compete for my country in my first senior team was kind of like wow. You know what I mean? Like I could do something here.
Cool.
Someone get Fred Curly.
Why you looking at that, bro?
Hey, I'm locked in for this 100 meters in a couple of weeks.
April 23rd, y'all. April 23rd. I'm bringing Devon Allen out. Y'all hear it?
April what?
April 23rd.
Oh, I thought you said 43rd. I was about to. It's been a long day.
You must have ran an 800 before you got on this, dog.
I think I did.
Hey.
Oh man. I guess we'll go with Wadeline now. What were you thinking when you struck Olympic gold?
I mean, to be honest, it's all right. You know, it's not what I wanted. It's what I ended up getting. It wasn't a good Olympic for me. You know, I think the trials definitely just took everything out of me. I had no excitement. Sorry to say this, I did not want to be there.
Oh.
And I just wish it was like, you know, I've wanted this for so long, and then just when I got there, I had nothing, no emotions whatsoever. So, but then to still come out with like the gold, I think it's amazing, and I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong, like do not take it away from me. I'm very grateful. So I think overall I'm thankful, but I still can't understand why my emotions were the way they were that like around that time in particular. Yeah.
Hey, that is
It's
all
all
good.
right. It's in the past.
All right. It's all right.
No, it's hard though. Like that Olympic moment is definitely interesting because you expect so much from it, right?
Yeah.
And you know, whether it surpasses your expectation or it doesn't quite live up to it, you know, can be, like we spent our whole life for it. So like if it's not exactly how we planned it in our head, you're going to be a little bit like, oh. So I can definitely understand that for sure. So, but it's still a great accomplishment nonetheless. So
Thank you for sure. Thank you.
I just want to thank you both for being on the show. Give yourselves a round of applause. You guys did amazing.
Hey, I challenge you to a dance off. I know you like dancing.
That's my element. Don't you ever disrespect me that way. Ever
She don't want no smoke. Hey, listen, she don't want no smoke with us, Dad.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, we're gonna hit that.
Be careful what you wish for. That's one thing. That is one thing.
We want all the smoke.
You're gonna choke. It's black smoke.
Don't forget I'm African, you know.
And
we got the moves.
I'm Haitian, which is from Africa. Boy, don't even try.
All right. Yeah, some of us on the track.
You can handle it.
Oh my goodness.
We can dance and I'll outdo you.
How about we do it live?
Oh, let's go.
Can you walk the walk?
Hey,
can you walk the walk? Because the thing is, I can dance your dance and I can dance my dance.
I can do all of the above.
World's greatest dance competition.
What's up?
I'm up for it.
Dance competition.
I'm up for it.
Let's go.
I like it.
Oh man.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Before you guys leave, again, as I said, I really appreciate you guys being on here. Would you guys like to tag you guys' socials before you leave?
Yes, indeed. Follow me, please.
Wait, how do I do that?
Just shout it out. Just give yourself a free shout.
Oh, so my Instagram is pretty much at Wait, do you say at Instagram? Okay, no, I said Twitter. My Twitter is actually at Wadeline Jonathas 1, apparently, and then my Instagram is just my name, Wadeline Jonathas. I don't think I'm doing this right. You know what? It's okay. I have an old soul, so. Oh, so you're writing it in the comment. Oh,
Hey,
I
that's
got you.
You can do both.
I know, because
Yeah,
someone
my
was just
Instagram is
like,
IAMZAZA.
so, and then Twitter is, I believe, sorry, y'all, I should be better at this, but I'm not. Hey, I got it.
Sorry.
There
hey,
you go.
there you go. And I see you plugged your socials, Zaza. So again, thank you so much for being on, man. We really appreciate you guys.
I am Zaza. You don't want the smoke. I'll leave off on
We're
that
gonna have to
note.
set that up. We're gonna actually Bob, you might
I'm up for it. I'm up
it.
for it. I'm up for it.
At Wadeline can't take the smoke. 1.
Oh man, that was fun. That was fun. That was fun. Guys, make sure you follow us on Twitter. We're about to wrap this all up. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at World's Greatest without the vowels. WRLDSGRTST. I had to look at it.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, there they go.
Surprise.
What happened?
Yeah, I went to go practice my dance moves so I can hop back on.
Oh,
if you gotta practice, I don't know. Look, I'm always ready to go. I came out of the room dancing like you don't want it.
This is happening.
I came in feet first.
Well, I came in something that's out of this world, so we're not the same. Telling you.
Oh,
So with
you win. Here, give me your head. Let me put your tiara on your head, Queen. Come on, bring it here. Bring it here.
Thank you. Thank you. Well deserved. Well earned.
But yes, as I said, we're wrapping this up. Make sure you follow us at World's Greatest on Twitter. My Instagram is at BMillerTrackStar. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much. Peace.